So here's how you are going to manifest your first million. Keep in mind the money amount doesn't matter. It could be your first 50,000, your first 100,000, your first 350,000, doesn't matter, but I am going to use 1 million as an example. Here's what I wish somebody would have told me about manifestation years ago. Like if somebody would have told me this about manifestation years ago, it would have cut 15 years off of this journey. So hopefully this works for you. My promise for you is that after today, your life is never going to be the same. My desire is for you to have life and have it in abundance. First thing about manifestation is this. Understand it is really easy. It's really simple. And the way that you manifest everything is the way that you have always manifested everything. What I mean by manifestation is simply having a desire and getting the thing that you actually desire. So if I desire pizza and I go and get pizza, then I manifested pizza. If I desire to have a car and then I go purchase a car, then I manifested a car. So manifestation is simply having a desire and getting the thing that you desire. Now, when it comes to money, the way that manifestation is taught is a little bit different. And I don't know if they do this on purpose, but when it comes to money, the way that manifestation is taught is like this. This is you, and let's say you're currently at 100K a year, right? And you want to manifest $1 million. You want your first $1 million. So the way the manifestation is taught is, hey, there's this God somewhere, and he has, that's a bag, and he has $1 million. And if you do these processes, you do the 369 method, if you do affirmations, if you do these processes, then what God is going to do is he's going to give you $1 million. So now this you will have $1 million. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Here's the way that it works. It works the same exact way that you have gotten everything else in your life. In life, you have done one thing. You have always gone from one identity to another identity. Always. If you were in middle school, and what I mean by the word identity, I mean personality or lifestyle. If you were in middle school and you were in the identity or the personality or of lifestyle of you in middle school, and then a couple of years later, you grew up and you went to high school, is it safe to say that your identity, your personality, your lifestyle in high school was different than it was in middle school? Same exact way if you were single. If you were single, my dude, and you doing whatever it is that you want to do, and you dating whoever it is that you want to date, and then one day you decide that you are going to be in a committed relationship, and you're in this committed relationship, you left the single identity, personality, or lifestyle, and you went into the committed relationships identity, personality, or lifestyle, and some of you know the danger that happens whenever you try to go into a committed relationship, but you still are being and doing the same things in the old identity. It is not like the single you got this committed relationship. No, you literally left being a girlfriend or boyfriend identity and you stepped into the identity of you being in a committed relationship. You're married now. You don't do the same things you do. Matter of fact, whenever you get married, your friends call you and like, yo, we going on, your single friends call you and like, yo, we going on this trip to XYZ. And you're like, no, unless I can bring my wife and unless it's a couples trip, I'm not doing that anymore. Why? Because you left one identity and you went into another identity. Why in the world do we now make manifestation when it comes to manifesting money different? Like it wouldn't make any sense. What happens is that this $100,000 identity doesn't do processes and get $1 million. What happens is this. Scientifically, you leave this identity and step into this identity. This identity already has $1 million right now. Right now. Right now, this red hot second, this identity already has $1 million. So all you're doing is you're leaving this identity and you're stepping into this identity. The way that you step into that identity is the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you act. The way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you act. The more that you step into this identity, subconsciously, you end up staying in this realm. You end up staying on this earth. There's an earth right now where you exist on this identity. And I don't mean a earth where the physical objects will look any different. So the physical objects on your earth will look the same exact way. The chairs look the same exact way. The room looks the same exact way. You drive the same car and everything. However, whenever you step from this identity into this identity, the people that are around you begin to change. The people that are around you begin to line up with this identity, this timeline, and not this identity, this timeline. Because this is not psychological. You have literally scientifically left one timeline and went into another timeline. You know what's crazy? Now that I'm in this timeline of Kenny Morgan, there are people that used to know the old me. I don't even remember them. Like, not everybody, but there are people that are like, oh my goodness, Kenny, I'm so proud of you. But I don't remember them because I do not remember this timeline. I've been in this timeline for so long that I've forgotten about things, which is another thing. There are things that are happening in this timeline that doesn't even happen in this line. Let me put it this way. There are people that you experience in one timeline that you never had that experience in the new timeline. So let's say, for example, you decide that you are going to, in 2025, that's this year, 2025, you're going to get your first million. There's going to be people that were in your $50,000 identity or $100,000 identity, and those people never experience you in the $1 million identity. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up leaving those people. You're going to end up leaving one identity and going to another identity, and you're going to be like, yo, these people are acting funny. You don't even have the same friends and family. Not family, well, sometimes that can change too, but you don't have the same friends in this identity that you do in this identity. They're two totally different identities. So whenever you decide to go from one identity to another identity, let people fall off. Let people fall off, because what ends up happening, if you hold on to the friendship, what ends up happening is you get stuck in this identity. So here's 5 things that you are going to do in order to manifest your first million and leave one identity and go to the other identity. You're going to identify your blocks. You're going to figure out, what are the things that are keeping me stuck in the old identity? This is probably paramount. You can just take this one thing and do this one thing, and this is going to change your life. Identify the thing that is keeping you stuck in your current identity. There are 32 money blocks or identity blocks. And my question for you is this: where would you be if you did not have to, I spelled identify wrong, it's okay. Where would you be if you did not have to worry about procrastination, fear of failure, fear of success, money not being able to trust you, worthiness, you not putting yourself first? Where would you be if you didn't have to worry about those things? Now, what happens is that most people, 98% of the world, say, you know what, I want to go from $100,000 to $1 million, and I'm going to do it holding this baggage. I'm going to do it holding these blocks. I'm going to keep this suitcase on me, and I'm going to keep this with me, and I'm going to get from $100,000 to $1 million. Listen, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm sure through hustle and hard work, there are people that have been able to do it. But it is stupid to do it, because all you got to do is identify your blocks. Once you identify your blocks, you remove your blocks. If you say, Kenny, what are these identity blocks? What are these money blocks that you're talking about? Don't worry about it. I'll put a link in the description, and there will be a test that's there. And you take the test one time, and you figure out the things that are keeping you stuck in this old identity. And at the end of that test, it will tell you everything. It'll tell you absolutely everything. The last 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life is going to be broken down on that page. So the first thing that we're doing is that we are identifying our blocks, and we're spelling identify wrong. Second thing that we're doing is you're writing down the destination. You're writing down the destination. What I mean by that is this: where are you going? What's the thing that you really want to do? What is that vision that God has given you that absolutely scares you, but it excites you at the same exact time? So you're writing down the destination and you're writing down the thing that you want to do. So for example, in my life, the thing that moves everything about me is just doing events. I love the traveling of doing events. I love setting up the events. I love the people. I love speaking from stage. I love everything about the destination, which is the events. Do not put God in a box. Don't make the mistake that I made to where I said, you know what, I want to do events, but in order for me to do events, I got to have people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my focus on getting people. And then once I get people, then I'm going to do events. And God is like, bro, I don't need your help. I can get people to the events. You focus on the events. I'll get the people there. So this number 2 is going to be the destination. Number 3 is going to be, you're going to write down your new identity. This is good. I'll spell it wrong just for the people that it bothers. All right, cool. So you're going to write down your new identity. What that means is this. You're going to know the identity that you're leaving, and you're going to write down the identity that you're going into. So here's a little exercise. Left side of the paper, write down everything about your old identity. Everything about the old identity. The old identity at $100,000 did this, did this, did this, did this, did this. And the new identity, just write down the exact opposite of what it is that you are doing. In 1979, Michael Jackson wrote a letter. You can Google this. It's the Michael Jackson Manifesto. Michael Jackson manifesto letter. And in 1979, Michael Jackson wrote a manifestation letter. He wrote down his new identity. I will no longer be called Michael Jackson. I will go by MJ. I will be the greatest entertainer of all time. People think, oh my God, look what happened to Michael Jackson. All of that shit was on purpose. He wrote down exactly what it is that he wants. The same exact thing is going to go for, same exact thing you're going to do. You're going to write down exactly what it is that you want and exactly how, not how you're going to do it. You're just going to write down what you want, and you're going to write down and focus on the identity. Do not focus on the stuff that comes with the identity. So you're not going to write down, I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to do this. You're not going to write down and focus on the money. You're just going to focus on the identity that automatically takes care of that. So let's say, for example, I'm Elon Musk and I'm writing down my letter. I don't need to write down that I will be the richest man of all time. All I need to do is write down, in this identity, I'm going to solve this problem. If you solve the problem of taking people from Earth to the moon, automatically the billions of dollars comes with it. If you write down the problem of being able to help people communicate on Twitter, automatically the billions of dollars comes with it. So focus on the identity. Do not focus on the things. All right, I'm running out of time. Let's be quick. The next one is a morning meditation. You're going to do a morning meditation. Now, I know a lot of times, even some of the people that I talk to, they're like, hey, when you wake up in the morning, just start doing work. I don't do that. What I do first thing in the morning is I step into my new identity. So in the morning, you have 9 minutes. This is a whole nother video right here. In the morning, you have 9 minutes to step into or to tell your brain what opportunities that you want it to bring to you. There's a certain part of your brain that is called the reticular activating system, and you have 9 minutes to program that part of your brain in the morning. If in the first 9 minutes in the morning you go into your new identity, your brain says, oh, okay, cool. I'll bring you opportunities that go with the new identity. If you don't do that, your brain says, oh, okay, cool. You want to do the same life as yesterday. You want to keep living to 100,000, keep living to 100,000, keep living to 100,000, which is crazy. And it's the reason why so many people end up going through life and they end up transitioning or dying in their old identity, because in the morning they never gave their brain instructions of what opportunities that you wanted it to bring to you. So make sure first thing in the morning you're doing a morning meditation. If you say, oh, Kenny, I need a good morning meditation. Listen, I got to give credit where credit is due. On YouTube, Joe Dispenza has an amazing morning meditation, but I also have an amazing morning meditation. I'll make sure that I put it link in the bio, right? Do I say link in the bio? No, the link is in the description. That's what I'm supposed to say, because I'm on YouTube now, not on TikTok. All right, cool. The last one is this. Take inspired action first thing in the morning. The first work that you do in the morning is going to be in alignment with your new identity. Would it have made sense for Michael Jackson to say, hey, I'm leaving the identity of Michael Jackson, I'm going into the identity of MJ, and then the first thing in the morning, he jumps in the car and drives over to his brother's house and start remixing ABC 1, 2, 3? It wouldn't make any sense at all. There's a verse in the Bible where Paul is speaking in the book of James, and he says it's like a man looking at himself in the mirror and then walking away and forgetting what it is that he just saw. If you're doing the morning meditation, and then the first thing that you do after you do the morning meditation is step into another identity. So I did the morning meditation. I step into the identity of having one of the most amazing event companies in the entire world. And then the first thing that I do after I get out of that morning meditation, instead of me now going into that thing, I now go and I feed the husband or I feed the wife and I take care of the kids and I do all of this other stuff. And I go to my 9 to 5 job, and then when I come home, I'm like, you know what? I gotta work this thing. I gotta work this event company. Your event company, your vision, your identity that you said that you wanted to go to is going to be like, no, 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 no. You put all that other stuff first. Go take care of all that other stuff. Don't go to work, take care of the kids, beat the kids, and do all that kind of stuff. Then come home, and now it's at night, and you think, now I'm going to give you all of these ideas. No, no, no. You spent that energy. You spent that energy. That energy is gone. So make sure first thing in the morning, you are taking that inspired action. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Yep, recap. We'll edit that. It's a Kenny Morgan video. We will not edit it, I promise you. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify your blocks. Kenny, how do I do that? The link is going to be in the description. The second thing that you're going to do is be clear on the destination that you're going to. What's the thing that you really want to do? What's the thing that really moves you? And you're going to make that the main thing. Third thing that you're going to do is you're going to write down your new identity and be clear on what that new identity is. For those of you that say, Kenny, I don't know how to do that. Cool. Go to Google and look at Michael Jackson's 1979 manifesto letter. Then we're going to do a morning meditation. First thing in the morning, you say, Kenny, how do I get the morning meditation? You're either going to do Joe Dispenza's morning meditation. Shout out to you, Joe. I love you. Or you're going to do a Kenny Morgan meditation. Mine's is better. I'm just kidding. It is. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to take inspired action. You're going to take inspired action and you're going to do something in that new identity. And I promise you, if you do that, that's how you're going to manifest your first million. Peace out.